It's member-supported Hawaii Public Radio, HPR1, and All Things Considered. I'm Dave Lawrence. The band Chevelle, they're headed back to the islands. HPR got a chance to speak with drummer Sam Loeffler about changes in the music business, from the impact of the internet to the evolution in touring.
There's only so many people that are going to go necessarily to a rock show. And while we may come through a market on a record cycle once or twice, now it might be 3 times. And then all these other bands are coming through too. So the festival tours are something that has gone really far forward. People are touring together in order to make the ticket worth more. And you can say whatever you want about the record industry, about the internet and how things work, but the way the internet works, it's affected music, of course, but it's affected everything. That's the direction it's going. There's going to be more effect on people's jobs as it goes because, and this is just my theory, but the more you give people, the less they want it. I mean, it's to the point where that connection is unbelievable what it can do for the world, but at the same time, there's going to be collateral damage. I think that's probably the good way to say it. It's just the reality of it. If somebody gives me 10 free pairs of jeans, I might take one of those pairs of jeans and I might give the other 9 pair away because I was like, it's cool, I got them for free, I'll give them away. But if you buy 10 pairs of jeans, you're probably not going to give them away. And that's how the internet with music, I think, will start upcoming with film. It's basically how it works. You know, when everything's available, no one's really that interested in it anymore.
The record is going to be, a tool in the future to drive business towards the tour, and it's going to be something you give away as an incentive for people? Or how is it going to work?
I honestly don't know. I mean, because we look at all these different things like bookstores. Everybody's going out of business because people don't need to go to the bookstore to get a book. They can obviously just get it online. So what's going to happen with records? Because I think people buy songs, which now they don't buy records. People mostly just buy singles. They buy them based on melody. Not necessarily because of the production or because the drummer is great or the guitar is great. It's mostly because of
the hook.
The hook, exactly. And we're seeing this, too, with a lot of alternative bands where they're having 1 hit, maybe 2 hits, and going away. And we've always had one-hit wonders. But what we're seeing now is just a larger amount of one-hit wonders because people are just buying the one song. And that band, like, no matter what it is, they can only go for about a year and a half on that one song, and they're never going to make any money either. So they're not selling the whole record. They're just selling the one song. So no one's really following that band. They're just following the song. There's no teeth. You know, there's no getting your claws into the band and what the band's about, and that's just the downside to having a single be completely available to everyone all the time.
It's like a shift in the kind of fans that we all are, and what you're describing, I would look at as kind of the YouTubing of the world. Maybe I'll have a song in my head, and just to scratch that itch, all you really need is to dial it up on YouTube. Sometimes you don't even need to hear the whole song. I think because you've summed up something really important. It's kind of like you need that hook, and then you're cool.
And I agree with you. I'm that way, too. You know, obviously, if I hear a song I really love, I don't necessarily want to spend the $8 or $10 to buy the whole record because right now I'm like, it's 99 cents. I'll just buy the song. I'll check into it later, but I never really get back to it. And in the past, you hear a song, you buy the record for $10, and then you're like, oh, wow, I like another 3 songs. I like another 5 songs, or I like the whole album. It took me a while to get into it. Now I've gotten into it, but that doesn't happen as much anymore because there's no reason for people to buy a whole record. So where are we? What's going to happen, and this is just my opinion, but I think the long-term effect is that the only thing you're going to really hear about is the really big poppy stuff that's pushed by the major labels. And the stuff that's still selling consistently is going to be things that everyone likes or that appeals to the demographic that still buys whole albums. And the one-hit wonders will still kind of exist, but there's going to be less and less bands. We've already seen that because where are the Aerosmith and the Ozzies and Stone Temple Pilots and these kind of bands? Where are they now? You can say, oh, well, it was this band last year, but now where are they?
So you got this record, hats off to the Bull. Were people picking up the singles like Face to the Floor, or were they getting the whole album? Is there anything you can look to as an example?
Well, there is, absolutely. We're at 49% digital, so 49% of everything we sell is obviously coming through iTunes or some other form of paid digital. The other 51% is in album sales, which is actually the full record. Pretty much 9 times out of 10, the people that are buying the records are people that have been fans for a long time. They've been pulled in by a record in the past, wondering what's next. The people that are buying the singles are pretty much people that have become new fans. And they're still going to shows, and that's great, but that's probably the biggest part of it, is that people who have been fans, they're still going all the way in and finding out in depth what a record is.
The record is Hats Off to the Bull. It's September 15th at the Republic. The band is Chevelle Sam Loeffler. They're very talented and forward-thinking drummer. I hope you had fun today.
Yeah, it's great, man. Absolutely.
Say hi to your brother, Pete. Give him our best.
I will. Thanks so much, man. Thanks for promoting the show, too.